Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a front window regulator on this 2005 Ford F-150. And it's the same part and similar process on these F-150s from 2004 to 2005. And we show you on the driver's side, but the passenger side is the same procedure. And the items that you'll need for this is a new window regulator from 1AAuto.com, a 6, 8, and 10 millimeter socket and ratchet with an extension, flat blade screwdriver, a 5.5 millimeter or 7/32 socket, and a pair of pliers. Start off by prying off this panel. You want to start at the bottom, work your way up to the top, and then pull it free. Then pry out this small panel behind the door handle. And then pry up on your switchback. Pull it forward. And then just push the tabs on each of the harnesses and disconnect them. Now you want to remove these two 8 millimeter bolts, this 10 millimeter bolt, these 5.5 millimeter or 7/32 bolts, and then these two 6 millimeter bolts down here. And we'll fast forward as Mike removes all of those. Now pull your speaker out, and then just push the tab on the harness and disconnect it. Remove this small panel, and then using a pair of pliers, just pull out the lower two of these plugs. Now slide your door panel up and off, and then pry out your door handle cable, and then just unclip it, and your door panel's free. Now carefully peel back your water shield, and it can help to just use a razor to help separate that adhesive.
This is a cable actuated regulator, and normally what happens is you'll hear a popping noise, and then when you press your button you'll hear the motor trying to work, and you may even hear some grinding or popping. And usually what you'll find is when you reach in here, or when you look in here, you'll see the wire hanging around. If that's the case, you can usually just grab onto your window and move it up and down by hand. And then what you'll want to do is move it to a position where you can loosen this 10 millimeter bolt here, and then there's another 10 millimeter bolt right in here.
And for this window clamp, it's easier if you use a deep socket.
The rubber cushions tend to stick to the window, so you just kind of pry your fingers in between them, get them unstuck, and then you can lift the window up out of the regulator and slide it up.
Now tape your window into place.
And next you'll want to disconnect the harness from the motor. Ours was already replaced with an aftermarket regulator, so the connector was here. It could be in a little bit of a different spot on your vehicle. And then remove the 3 top bolts for the regulator, and then loosen the 2 bottom bolts. And we'll fast forward as I do that.
Now lift the window regulator up and unhook it from both sides, and then angle it down and out through this hole right here. On your new window regulator, make sure the top 2 bolts are removed and that your bottom 2 are loosened up so you can hook them into place. And then feed your window regulator back into the door. And then once you have it into place, just push those bottom bolts through and hook them in. And then we'll fast forward as Mike replaces those top 3 bolts and tightens up all 5 of those.
Plug in your switch, turn your key on, and then you can just kind of test your regulator. First you're going to need to reconnect your harness. Okay, and if it's not already positioned well, you can get your regulator into a point where you can reach those 2 bolts easily. And actually, if we run it all the way up, you can see the bolts right through this slot and this slot.
Tighten those window clamps back up. Now remove the tape. And we just test it out. And you can see that it works. So just disconnect your switchback and replace your water shield. To reconnect your door panel, just line up these lower hooks into those slots. Feed your harnesses through the door. Make sure that one's ready for the speaker. Then reclip your door handle cable and then push it back into that bracket. You want to make sure you push it in all the way. And then push your door panel back into place, lining up all those slots. And you want to make sure that the lock rod is going up through this hole. And then just slide the door panel down. Now replace those 2 lower plugs. Put that small panel back into place. Reconnect your speaker. Then push that back into place. And then replace those 2 8mm screws, the 4 5.5 for 7/32, the 10, and the 2 6s. Now reconnect your harnesses to your switchback. Then line up the tabs on the back and then push the front down. And then line up the tabs on this panel and just push it into place. Take the small panel behind the door handle and just push it back in.
We hope this video helps you out. Brought to you by oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.